you work with our customers and they go and talk to you about, they need some help, right?
Yeah.
And it's so we see, it's obvious to think, well, they need some help around configurations, setup, scaling up their deployments. Can you talk about a little bit about that? Maybe connectivity, maybe just help on the installation. And setup?
We generally get engaged, by our customers. They usually have some sort of specific issue that they're running into. One of our last engagements, they were having an issue where Kafka was losing communication with their ZooKeeper because of some resource and contention and creating their ISR updates to get lost. And so you'd have some nodes thinking like, oh, I'm the partition leader, and other nodes say, no, I'm the partition leader. And it would just create this cascading failure across their whole cluster. So that they came to us like, hey, we need help figuring this out. What's going on here? And we went through the environment survey, got an idea of what they were doing, and then was able to narrow down through their logs, what was happening on their issue. And this was a huge scale. They were doing like 5.3 million messages per minute, and with an end-to-end latency of less than 5 seconds. And normally there's a trade-off there to where you're getting huge throughput, but your latency might be a little slow because you're not prefetching a lot of stuff and you're not batching a lot of stuff, so that's going to affect your end-to-end latency. But these guys had think like 76 brokers that they were running. So it's just a massive installation. But they would, every once in a while, they'd hit a certain incident that would put them dead in the water. So that's the kind of things that we've been helping that and along. A lot of people come to us like they want to get to that 5.3 million messages per minute, and then we offer them our advice there too, which is always nice because that gives us more of like a greenfield environment that we always like to work with.
Do it right
Excellent.
the first time.
Connor, tell us a good use case. I know you want to share that.
Well, I love it. I love it when these Kafka instances get so big and handle such great data, right? And I worked with a company recently that had it was so cool to see how they did it, right? So large U.S. national cable internet provider, cable internet over the top, the whole telco deal. So every time you get your remote, you press play, you mute, or you push the volume up and down, this is going to generate a record for that set-top box, and that's going to stream. So if you have 150 million customers and all of them, and some of those guys are watching a $150 pay-per-view event, the big fight, the big open, whatever it is, if they're buffering, if they have quality of experience issues, they're going to catch that with complex event processing on that Kafka stream. So if everyone's turning it up at the same time, are they excited about it, or did the volume cut out? Right? Is it a quality of experience issue where everyone's buffering at the same time, or only certain regions, right? So you can start narrowing in on those problems at a dashboard level. But the thing that I liked that they did is after this came in on the event stream, they have a customer experience team that's coming in to answer calls and say, hey, we heard you had a problem watching the big fight. How can we help you? When they get that call, they already have records in place from all the complex event processing they did that said this customer with this account number had this problem with this pay-per-view event before they've even called in. And when they do call in, they can be the customer rep, the person at that lowest tier 1 level has the ability to say, we've already refunded you. You're good. We're here to help. So when a cable company can increase their customer experience and make happy customers off of one of the only things that they really differentiate, right? A lot of it's classically known, right? No one loves their cable company right now.
Yeah.
So anytime these guys can increase customer satisfaction, that's a huge win, and that's enabled by Kafka.